feast day of the Assumption of Our Lady into Heaven. It's a very important feast day for us as we honour Mary and her place in the life of the church, and more importantly, in the life of the church. This is Mission Alive. You're with Roger from the MSC Mission Office. This feast shows us how we hold Mary very highly, and we pray to her, we honour her. So in that sense, she is an ideal for us, and we look up to her. Now we have to look back into her life more concretely to see why we do this. Firstly, I'd say, in one sense, a real sense, Mary was a good mum. She was a good mum to Jesus. She looked after him, cared for him, helped him grow up, fed him, washed him, trained him in things of life, probably even had to toilet train him. She was a good mum. She looked after him. And Jesus looked after his mum. After Joseph had died, Jesus looked after his mum. And here, with the Assumption, he's giving her the highest honour and looking after her. However, Mary was a real woman, a real person on the ground. She was a young woman of faith. That's why God was able to choose her and say, I have a work for you to do. I have a vocation. And after due consideration, she said, okay, I can do that. But in that, she was troubled because of what it meant. She was challenged by this role and had to discern which way to go. What was she to do in life? What was this to mean? And she decided and said yes. After that was a lifetime of persevering in that vocation. She continued it through all the difficulties. And when Jesus went off to preach, and that she must have thought, my goodness me, what is my son doing? He's going to get himself into all kinds of trouble. And he did. And she was there at the foot of the cross and saw her son die a very terrible death. Now this took great faith, strength and perseverance. And this is an example for us in our lives, in our vocations. And so we can turn to Mary and say, can you help me? Can you help me? And she does. And that's our faith. Then as we keep walking in our lives, we keep on the track. We keep on the track towards heaven, or some people put themselves on the road to hell. There's a writer that I've read something of, Brother Richard Raw in the United States. He said, in this life, we put ourselves on the road to heaven or to hell. And when we die and we get up to the pearly gates and Jesus is there, Jesus is not going to say anything much. He's going to look at us and say, just keep walking. Whatever road you're on, just keep walking, because that's where you're headed. And that's what Mary showed us. She put her feet on the road that God wanted her to walk, and she continued on that road. And so there's lessons in that for us. From the reality of her life, call, discernment, decision, perseverance, faith, and she continued to walk on the way, on the way that God had mapped out for her. And that's what we do. And that is part of our mission. Whatever our work in life, whatever our vocation, it is our mission to, in our lives, in our perseverance, in our faith, to spread that to other people. Thank you for being with us.